Hello chaps, here we are in the old town square in Warsaw. Some beautiful sunshine, beautiful music playing, and it is Easter Day for the Orthodox Church as well. And I thought, what better time than to come on and do a quick video and show you some of the wonderful scenery behind me. All right, so what we're going to talk about today is a reader or a viewer question. So somebody basically said to me, so what about jealousy of ex-boyfriends? How do you deal with being jealous about a woman's ex-partners, ex-boyfriends? And I thought about it and I responded to the guy. And if you're watching, thanks for the question, man. I responded briefly to the guy because the truth of the matter is, I don't think I've ever felt jealous of a woman's ex-partner, any woman that I've been dating. I don't think. I'm trying to think if there's an example of a time when I felt jealous about her ex, and I just don't think there is really. And there's two reasons for that. The first reason is that, generally speaking, I don't open the conversation with girls that I'm dating about their exes. It's just not a topic of conversation that I have, or it's certainly not one that I initiate. You know, I'm not going to be there on the first date, so like, so tell me about your ex. Was he good in bed? Was he a great lover? Did he have a large organ? You know, I'm just not going to be going into that kind of stuff. Now, of course, you know, you're dating somebody, it's probably going to come up. You know, they're probably going to drop things in. I mean, to be fair, you might say, oh, so, you know, when we were in a relationship last, and she'll go something like, oh, you know, 7 months ago, I was with this guy, we broke up. I don't then push for more details. You know, I'm just not interested. I don't sort of dig and like find out more. And the other thing is, of course, that it's in the past. You know, yeah, so she dated some dude. I mean, most women that you meet, unless you find some, you know, stereotypical men's online fantasy of a kind of vaginal bride or whatever. I mean, most women are going to have dated guys in the past. You know, come on guys, it's 2022. It's just part of life. It is what it is, right? The main piece of advice is just not to get hung up on it, not to be sort of delving down and trying to find out details and having conversations about it to sort of inflame your imagination. But it is in the past. It is in the past. And if you think about jealousy, what is the function of jealousy in human beings? It has been argued that the reason that men in particular get sexually jealous is because of the parental issue, right? So if you are with a woman and she becomes pregnant and it's to somebody else, then you are in danger of rearing a child that is not your own, okay? So if you look at it from that sort of Evo psych perspective, and I think it's plausible, isn't it, right? It makes sense that would be the reason why guys in particular get jealous sexually. Then if we're talking about an ex, it doesn't really matter, assuming that she hasn't got kids and she isn't pregnant, because that issue isn't an issue because she doesn't have children. You're not gonna, it was in the past, whatever happened between them happened, and now you guys are together and you are, you know, getting on with your story, right? So from that perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I suppose where this could become a problem is if you get together with somebody and she's kind of in your friendship group, or you work with her or something like that, and you actually know the ex and you actually know the circumstances. And say you're in a work situation and you guys are together, but the ex is there and he's looking over the whole time, and maybe he's coming and making comments and things like that. I've heard of things like this happening, actually. You know, the ex still has a bit of a flame for her and sort of tries to disrupt things and stuff. I mean, all I would say about that situation is yeah, that might be tricky, but that's not a situation you want to get into in the first place, right? And this is why it's so much better to meet people who are completely out of your social circle, right? And certainly completely out of the workspace, you know, because you don't want to have to deal with all of that history. The reason that, for myself, you know, a lot of my dating has been traveling and meeting women that I don't have any other connection with, then you just don't have those problems. You don't know who her ex is. It's not some dude that you're going to see every day. It's not oh, Jeff, the ex, you know, and oh, he came, you know, he walked past her desk again yesterday and he said blah, blah, blah. It's just not going to happen. So I suppose as a sort of a little advertisement for the nomadic dating lifestyle, that's another good thing about it, because you just don't have to deal with exes. You don't have to deal with these issues, you know. So that's my take on it. I mean, as I say, in general though, it's just not something really that it's just not really something that comes up, you know, for me. Of course, I've dated girls and I've been aware of their dating history in the past. I've been aware that they've had boyfriends. I've maybe known something about those relationships because, you know, it's come up in conversation or something, but it's not something I've ever really lost any sleep over, you know. It's not something that I've that's really tormented me. So that's my thought on this issue anyway, or those I should say are my thoughts on this issue. If anybody disagrees or you've got a different perspective, please put it into the comments box below. Please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what the hell are you doing? For God's sake, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out to, you know, obviously boost up the algorithm and spread the message far and wide. For the same reason, give me a like, give me a dislike if you want, whatever, down below. And get on my free email newsletter as well. If this channel gets expunged from the internet, then we can still keep in contact with my free email newsletter. Link is below. And if you haven't already, grab my collection of 11 books about dating, the dating scene, romance, sex, all of those great things. Again, the link is below. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.